Good evening. 20 to 8 of night time. We finally made it work today.
We did indeed. We did. I know, yeah. This has been going on all day, by the way. We was meant to do it at 10? No, 9:30. 9:30. And then it was midday. Then it was 1:30. And now we've ended up doing it at 20 to 8 at night. We made it.
So how's your week been? Or weekend? What have you been up to? How's Margot? I can't believe how big she is.
Oh, honestly, she is a little dumpling now. She's so cute and chunky. You know, that age, like she's nearly 7 months now. She'll be 7 months next week. And, you know, like it's just such a lovely age. You're all like happy and smiley. She's like sitting up, but like wobbly sitting up. Got this photo of her yesterday. This is really funny. I was laughing so much. Wait, this will crack you up.
She can't believe she's 7 months.
She really liked it as well. I know. Me and her was in the playroom.
Is she in Arthur's car?
She's in Arthur's car.
Edward loves that car when we come to your house.
All kids do. They do. They all. And you know, the funniest thing is, I've actually been quite clever with it. I've let it run out of battery because I can't even tell you the amount of chips and dents in my skirting boards and kitchen because of that car.
No.
So I've just kind of put it in the playroom and like lost the charger.
No, you can't do that in the new house. Oh.
No, I know. I was a bit like, oh. But, you know, she's really good. She's lovely. Still not sleeping through the night. I've been trying to do a bit of sleep training with her, as I said before.
Yeah, because the last time we spoke, that was the plan. So what happened? But you said...
So she's in her own room now.
Oh.
Which is obviously progress. Yeah, which is good.
That's great.
Yeah, she's in her own room and she definitely is sleeping better in her own room. But the root of the problem is the dummy. I just know it. I know it is. And the thing is, she's really teething at the minute. So I know there's never a good time. I need to go cold turkey with the dummy. But there's been so much, I know it's like excuse after excuse. I said to Greg, we have to stop making excuses. Next week, I'm doing it. We've got to do it because what happens is the dummy drops out. She's still asleep, but then when she, you know, like it's sleep cycles, isn't it? When she then wakes up, she can't find the dummy, she can't settle, and that's when she's crying until you give her the dummy. So going through a little bit of that at the minute, which is tough. Like last night I was up probably 6 times. But to be fair, she does take it and go back. So it's not too stressful, but still she's teething as well.
Sleep, isn't it?
Still massively broken sleep. And also this will crack you up. Last night, obviously we're filming again now for the new series.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Got a big camera at the end of the bed, like filming the whole thing, you know, like set up. And then cameras in like Margot's nursery. And in the middle of the night, honestly, I was actually laughing to myself this morning, thinking about I must look like a zombie, you know, like over the carpet, putting the dummy back in, walking back to my room, up, down. Meanwhile, Greg's snoring. But yeah, so it's been a little bit of that.
I remember that night filming. I remember once it was when we just moved to Surrey and we was trying to put the kids in their new beds in their new rooms. I think we've done that storyline a million times.
Yeah.
And the guys set up the cameras and they've so obviously they're like night cams and they're a bit discreet, but they've also got like flashing lights. They are, if you're tuned into it, you can sort of, you know that you're being filmed.
They have. And they're live.
Yeah. And Paul just switched them all off. So bad. And because I think he'd had enough, like throughout the night. Anyway, and then the next morning, the crew come to like get all the cameras, you know, back up the footage, and they were like, "Oh no, something's happened in the night." Like all the cameras went down about midnight or something like that. And I remember looking at
blame it on technology.
I remember looking at Paul and Paul like started laughing and Paul went, "Oh, like I've got to be honest, mate," and I couldn't sleep, so we just turned them off.
That's really funny.
For a long time, the film crew thought that like it frozen or something had happened, but it is hard with the cameras in your bedroom at night. Like you are aware of it.
Well, we had only had, so they said to me, look, there's only 5 hours on the camera in my room. Right. They was like, so every time you get up, if you can remember to push record and then stop record. I was thinking, oh.
No, I'm sorry.
Please. I'm not going to do that. I said, what I'll do, I said, from about midnight, then I'll press press record. And so I did that, and then at about 5:30 this morning, I heard it go beep beep beep, and then that obviously meant like filming, like it run out. But yeah, so we've been doing that. What else have I been up to this week? Oh, I've got another swimwear shoot for In the Style, so I'm going away for that tomorrow.
Are you going on your own?
So I'm up really going on. Well, I'm going on with Xanthi, obviously my manager, and then Jamie will be there. Adam, hopefully, if he can get there. And then obviously glam team, film crew coming in, of course. So I've got,
mind you,
yes,
it's
I've
good,
got
easy
that,
content for the crew to film stuff like that, because you're doing it anyway, and it's like but they're filming like abroad, so it takes it out of the house, isn't it? Something different.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I literally just I just film at home all the time, but I am at home a lot at the minute anyway still, so it's weird. But I've got I've got one of those I've got that 6 a.m. flight in the morning, so I've got my cars picking me up I think at 3:30.
Oh, well, mind you though, it's one night. How many nights?
Two nights. Right, two nights I'm going for this time. The last shoot was I done it in like 24 hours. This one is a little slightly bigger collection, so we've got to give 2 days. So I've got that. So my car's getting at me at 3:30 tomorrow morning. But I was thinking I'm used to the early,
but also as well,
zero sleep thing by now.
Actually, you can just get in that cab, similar to what we've been speaking about with me recently, and just actually relax. Well, now you've got to get through the airport, but it's a breeze on your own.
Yeah, it is, and that's why like even the packing thing, like I'd be freaking out by now if I wasn't packed and I was going away with the kids.
Of course.
When it's just on your own, it's actually so much. It's just throw a few things in the case, isn't it?
Paul and I just got back from Mallorca yesterday. So
yes, tell me about your trip.
So we went Thursday for a friend's wedding. So it was like a kind of a 3-day event. First time Paul and I have actually ever been away without the kids. Obviously, Paul has done many trips. I've done trips, but it's actually like the first proper trip the two of us have had, abroad without them. So it was a bit weird at the start, and Paul got cold feet right at the end and was like, should we just bring Edward? Because we basically already booked Edward and Mum on the flight a long time ago. Do you remember? Because I wasn't sure if I would have been ready to have left him or not, and, all that. But obviously he's actually fine. Like he's, especially with being with Mum.
Mum said he was so good all weekend. Mum went, Edward was a little dream. Yeah. Mum said, obviously, you're on the ball constantly with him because he's that age, but he was really good, she said.
Well, this is the thing. They're so good for the nans, and what about us? But anyway, so I was like, no, come on, let's just go on our own, because it's not going to be any fun really for Mum and Edward with us. Like, the hotel's not really set up for kids we were staying in. And I think the days would have been a bit long and a bit hot. And I think he's just would have been better off at home with Paul and Rosie. It would have been,
like weddings, I just think full stop, unless the kids are like quite a bit older. Yeah. I don't think weddings are fun for kids at all. And also, like especially you say, Mum's, you've got everything at home. Yeah. That would have been really tough for Mum, and she would have probably had to spend a lot of time in the hotel room.
Yeah, for sure.
If you did take it.
Yeah. So we had a really good time. So we got to the airport, met a couple of friends that were also going to the wedding. But just all of it was like, I know that we spoke about it before and it's chill, but it was really nice just doing it together. Like, I don't know, obviously at the start we were chatting a lot about the kids, but then we started chatting about other things and, just holding hands. And even it was on the airplane, like Paul was leaning on me, I was leaning on him to sleep. We was like, we never get to do this. It's always me and the kids, or him on his own, or him with a kid, me with a kid. I was like, even being on the flight together, we can lean on each other and be romantic.
Oh, you old romantics, you.
But it was actually really good. And so the Thursday night, it was like the sort of pre-drinks and canopies, like before. It wasn't like a wild night, obviously, because the Saturday was the wedding. But then the Saturday was wedding, it was just gorgeous. They got married in the big cathedral in Palma. It was lovely.
Amazing.
And then obviously the dinner, the speeches, then it was partying, and the following day was Nikki Beach. So it was quite full on, considering it was,
like a 3-day event.
Yeah, it was. But on the last night, so we done Nikki Beach all day, drinking and stuff and eating whatever and partying. But Paul and I made it back to our hotel, showered, and actually went for dinner that night, just the two of us. We made it for a nice restaurant. And obviously we was sort of thinking we'll be in a bit what's the word? I don't know, but we basically was thinking, well, we're probably not going to make it because obviously we was out in Nicky Beach in the daytime. But actually, we did make it, and it was really nice. By that point, I was quite delirious. Like I was a bit like, "Am I tired? Am I drunk from the day 3 days of drinking?" It was just like a bit,
Yeah.
but it was still nice though.
But that's nice on your last night
Yeah.
as well to do that rather than go home feeling like, oh.
But you know, what it's like it was a
Come on,
huge
Urine.
wedding as well. So you know, what it's like every
Sorry, can you see this in
no.
the background?
For those that aren't watching YouTube, Arthur is on the Peloton.
The Peloton that no one uses in the house, by the way, apart from when Arthur wants to play it.
hilarious.
Darling, please get off. It's very dangerous.
But it was funny though. But every night we went back to the hotel room. We was trying to order room service, but basically, pretty much the whole wedding.
Club sandwich and chips.
Oh no! But you should have seen this club sandwich. Oh, it was just hysterical. But everyone was pretty much staying in the hotel, like the whole wedding. Pretty much. So like every corner you turn,
really? That's
you
brilliant.
sort of see someone. Oh hi! Like there was a lot of talking and socializing. But everyone was doing the same thing. Like they'd get back, and obviously you get peckish after drinking. However, no matter how much you eat in the day or the night, you always want something when you get back, right?
Of course you do.
And but the room service definitely couldn't handle it. Like every time we rang up, there was like a 2-hour wait. They couldn't understand what we wanted. It was just this ongoing thing, but it became like a bit of a joke. Like obviously we've been there before. Like Paul would have his dressing gown on, like on the phone, like for half an hour trying to order a club sandwich, a pizza, and then on the menu there was like an option to get the floating breakfast. You know, like those floating breakfasts in the pools. Paul was like, no, we didn't do it, but he was like, a floating breakfast. You know, like basically it was like computer says no. They couldn't do anything. So in the end, we was like the floating breakfast, but obviously he was a bit drunk and silly. But it's mad, isn't it? You eat all this lovely food, and then you at the end of the night you always want more. Why?
Of course you do.
It's really funny. But no, we had.
It sounds like you had a brilliant time.
I've just come to make sure you aren't talking about me again.
Yeah, we are actually.
What?
We're about to get onto our Ibiza Stag do.
Your show.
We're about
I
to get
start
on.
demanding a fee for you.
We're about to get on to the Stag do, hun. Do you want to give any?
Nothing to say.
Nothing to say.
What I will tell
What
you,
happened?
I found out what Peter's wife's called. Future wife's called.
Oh,
What?
Not going to tell you.
It's really funny. So you know, last time when we was talking, and I said, I don't think he even knows what
Who it
the
is,
Stag,
yeah.
what the Stags. Yeah, obviously they've like listened to the podcast since, and the Stag. Whose name is Peter called up.
Wait. So
Greg
you know
Meringue.
the Stag now. You didn't know the Stag before.
Yeah, well, I don't know him. I know his name. Know his name. His name's Peter, and they was all laughing basically, but actually, I still don't think at that point Greg knew her name, so we actually had to tell him sorry.
Oh, don't.
But yeah.
I mean, it's true though.
Oh, that was a tough week actually when Greg flew back from his stag do. For
How
me.
was he? Like not just
Oh,
not.
you know, like it's just someone's got like the bear head on, you know, like really.
But this is the thing, like we couldn't do that. Like
miserable.
when I got back from my hen, I had to get straight back. I told you I had one big nap, and that was it.
Yeah,
Straight back
you
in.
almost have to like. I think like personally, like as a mum, when you come back from a trip or even like a work trip, whatever. You can't even let yourself be like, oh, I'm so tired. You just have to be all like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. And actually, you're definitely not fine. But no, all week I had the, I'm tired. And then like after he'd been back for 2 days, I was like, please, can you do the night feed tonight? I wasn't very well, was I?
Yeah.
So I wasn't very well. So I had all that and so the night I wasn't very well, he had to do the night feed. I didn't stop hearing about it the next day. It was like, and then even like to the film crew, well, you know, I've had to come back, I've had to do a night feed, blah, blah, blah. I was like, you have like 4 days in Ibiza and 2 days of recovery. You can do a night feed.
They're hilarious, aren't they? But even like, sorry, I know we're moaning a little bit, but obviously we got back yesterday.
Ben.
Paul went to football last night. He does on a Monday. I mean, he would never miss it for the world. So I always, okay, fine. To be fair, the kids all went down quite good, which was good. Anyway, so this morning he's like, I'm going to the office and I'm probably not going to be back I'll be back in time for school run. I was like, okay. Obviously, I told you my friend couldn't make this morning in the end to help me with Edward.
Yeah.
So I was like, sugar, I can't do the podcast. Anyway, so there was all that, but obviously I'm still quite tired. I know it wasn't a hen do, but like 3 days of like
Oh my
still
God,
socialising
partying,
and talking. It's like it takes a lot of your energy. Anyway, so I was like, okay, fine. But honestly, I couldn't get out of the house today. I know, like they say, you know, sometimes it's easier just getting out, but I did not want to. Like I was in my pajamas and that was me for the day. Anyway, so I was getting closer and closer to school run time, and I was thinking, haven't really heard anything. So I texted him saying, are you going to be like okay to do the school run? You know, it's 2:45. Oh, I think I might be able to make it. But I was like, that's so flaky. I was like, it's fine, I'll do it. So I literally got me and Edward in the shower, got ready, because I don't know what to do with him if I need to get ready, because I can't leave Edward. Like he's just.
Of course you can't. Yeah.
So he had to get back in the shower. Anyway, done the school run, done gymnastics, got home, made dinner. Paul actually took Edward to bed just then, and but don't you just think like I've been so tired, and last night and all of today, that's it. He wanted to get a curry takeaway, right? And obviously this was the time to do this was creeping up. That's why I text saying 1:15. I was like, we really don't need to be eating the curry right now. No, that's what's my brain. Basically, I was trying to get the Dyson post out before he went to get the curry, and all the kids are still awake, like Edward as well. And actually, it takes a really long time to post 6 stories or however many I had to do with the captions, the links, the right hashtags, and then I had to post a reel.
And you need to concentrate.
And he was in and out. I was like, you've had all day in the office. All I need to do is post this Dyson thing before you go and pick up a curry. And then only to be scrutinised. I've had like so many messages. Someone said freebies galore for the influencers. That's me. Someone said, what was the other one? Can I have one for free too? Someone said ridiculous price. Yeah, great if you're giving it for free.
So you can't do anything.
Us normal folk
can't have anything.
Would have to pay for it, and we get no chance. Sorry, normal folk. It's taken me like 13 years to get to the point where I'm working with brands such as Dyson. Do you know how much blood, sweat and tears go into this career?
Absolutely. And also, no disrespect, but we also have to pay for a lot of things as well. Just so happens that you're working with a brand. Of course they're going to give you products to
They're not going to say, oh, here, I want you to do a
reel
reel about a brand new Dyson, but you need to buy it first. Like, that's obviously not going to be the case. But I just think you just can't win, can you? But anyway. Hilarious.
Yeah, that woke you up, didn't it?
Yeah.
No, honestly, please don't get me started on it. The world we live in, and it's like this whole thing at the moment where if you like, we've had this conversation here before. I think this rant, like, you know, people are too, what's the word, sensitive, and actually, like it's a bit sad, isn't it? Like DMing someone so negative. So it's not a bit sad; it's really sad.
Right, here's another one.
Pathetic.
As I said above, she's wrote 2. This one.
She's
aligning yourself with such an expensive product when your followers are all struggling. It's so negative. Seems out of character for you. Sorry, just being honest. No hate. I follow you and just think this is somehow wrong for posting.
What's wrong?
What's wrong? Yeah. For working with Dyson and advertising a Dyson Hoover. It's funny.
Which is actually really good, by the way.
Do you know what? I'm just about to say also, it's actually fantastic.
You're not advertising, but regardless.
Yeah.
Like, but people seem to forget about all the things that we might do for charity, and you know everything else. People just want to jump on the.
It's just weird how there's like not one positive comment. I just think people are so rude. Oh, actually, someone's replied, if she didn't advert on TV for Dyson, people wouldn't say anything. She's just hustling like everyone else. And yes, there is hate. Thank you.
Here.
That's one person that's actually just wrote something nice. Anyway, enough of that. You can get bogged down with these stupid trolls. So you remember last week we spoke about the fox?
Oh, yeah, the mysterious fox, that wanders around the garden, yeah.
Right, so Casey got in touch with the show a suggestion to deter the fox in your garden. She said, I've got the best advice for foxes. It may sound grim, but trust me, it works. You need to get a male to urinate into a plastic bottle. Oh, I've heard this with the moles before. Then you need to add spices to the urine, such as chilies, garlic, pepper, etc. Then you need to ferment the urine on the windowsill or outdoor in the direct sunlight. Then after 2 days, sprinkle the urine around the perimeter of your garden and on grassy areas. This will make the foxes sense like is another male fox in that garden and won't come near it. Obviously, you need to redo it if it rains, but yeah, it works very well. Also works on keeping cats out your garden. Yes, I have 2 neighbours' cats that always come in my garden. And don't waste your money on buying things like make noises. They don't work. The foxes will get used to the noise.
Right, I'm sorry.
Do you know what, though?
I couldn't think of anything worse than having Greg's urine sprinkled around my garden.
No, but first of all, you need to put Greg's urine on the windowsill to ferment.
No, that is just the thought of that makes you feel ill. And secondly, it rains like every other day in this country, so that means that's going to be like a full-time job out there urinating.
So just quickly
the garden.
on the piss. In other words, when we first moved in here, there was we had the mole thing, and so many people messaged me saying, "Get Paul to wee on the." Mole mound things, and so Paul took every opportunity every time he needed a wee because he likes weeing outside. It's random.
What if the neighbours
every opportunity? No, he can't see. But every opportunity he had, he was out there weeing on the mole mounds, but it didn't work. It didn't, there was every day there was more. It was almost like it was making it worse.
Attracting them. Oh my god! I mean,
right,
thanks
so
for
we've
the
got
tip,
a couple of dilemmas.
Casey, but
yes, thank you so much.
I'm not sure on that one.
I think you should do that, to be honest. Or maybe do it whilst you're away shooting your bikinis.
Give him something to do. Jesus.
Okay, so dilemmas. Right. Okay, go for it.
Hi, Sam and Billie. I'm getting married next summer. I've had my heart set on a chic, classic A-line dress since my fiancé proposed, but recently my mum has expressed that she would love me to wear her wedding dress.
Oh.
Which is a huge, oversized meringue. Sorry.
Bless her.
And totally not my style. I feel like I can't say no because she's paying for most of the wedding. Oh, come on, Mum. Don't do it to your daughter.
Oh, no.
And I don't want to seem ungrateful. What should I do? Oh, she can't.
No.
Think of Mum's wedding dress, man, for me. Like them big puffy, it's
big,
real
massive,
80s.
puffy shoulders.
So
80s.
Well, I think she has to say, Mum, obviously it's her day. Come on, any woman in their right mind would get it, surely. Doesn't matter whether she's paying for the wedding or not. Any woman would understand you want to pick your own wedding dress. Maybe she could offer to do a photo shoot in the wedding dress before the wedding.
I just don't know why that's...
It's not a thing. We're not living in
the... It's not a thing.
I don't know. Does anyone ever do that? Maybe back in the day, many moons ago.
Actually,
not this.
Nanny Wendy wore Mum's wedding dress.
But that was out of choice, not because Mum said... It's usually the other way around.
Mum's mother-in-law wore Mum's dress to her late wedding. She got married older, didn't she?
Yeah.
To Nick. That is actually hysterical that happened. Imagine our mother-in-laws wearing our dresses.
That's
our wedding dresses.
That's
it's like Linda wearing your dress next year for her wedding or something.
Yeah.
It's funny. No, you just need to say no. Thank you, Mum. I love you so much with all my heart, but I really, really don't want to wear your meringue wedding dress.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, come on, your mum. Come on, your mum will get it. Surely.
You just need to be completely honest. Don't even beat around the bush with that one because Right, okay, so there's one more dilemma here. I want to get my daughter a special present for her 18th that she'll treasure forever, but is still personal to her. Do you have any ideas? What did Susie get you for yours? I think we got money.
We did. Because I think at that age... did we get money and... I feel like I got...
I definitely think I got money.
Did we get a little watch? Or was that 21st?
No, that was No, it wasn't 21st. That was years ago and we lived in Spain. I remember when Dad got us then. We was about 16. It wasn't. It wasn't 18th.
Sure,
I
Mum would
think
have got us
we got
something
money, but obviously that's not
sentimental.
sentimental. So ideas for sentimental presents would be, I guess,
I think, right, and
piss.
everyone's different. I think, again, we've spoken about this kind of thing before. I think
You're gonna say trip.
like a trip, a memory, like, and then something really nice after you could do, like create a lovely photo album of that trip with like all nice photos and write something lovely in it. Like, I just think that is such an amazing thing. But if you wanted something that she could keep, like a keepsake, you know, like there's
Has to
so
be jewelry.
yeah, I was going to say there's so many lovely brands that do like lovely personalized necklaces and you know, like, but it's still like good quality jewelry. Like, it doesn't have to be like, you know, you could get something in gold or silver, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Like, if you wanted to go down that route, saying that she could keep and it will last forever.
Yeah, like, and going back to Billy's like a trip world experience, and then wrap up a like Kodak camera or something, and then have those photos printed and put into a memory book after the experience. But it's hard because jewelry is lovely, but money can't buy memories, really. Do you know what I mean? Like when you actually do stuff with your friends, or and you have a
it's
laugh
really
and you take those
special.
photos.
Like a trip, or to go somewhere or do
Yeah.
something that. I mean, I think
Nice. Okay, so on to Ask Us Anything. If you swap lives for a day, what would you be most excited for? Me and you.
Oh,
I'd probably dive in your swimming pool. Daily at the moment because it's so hot.
Yeah, no, that has been really nice actually.
And what would you be excited if it was me for the day? What would you be excited about?
Well, I was going to say, I feel like you have a really good social life at the minute. My social life is zero. You've got like your little girl gang over in Surrey. Like, I'd just, I think that would be, I'd be excited to like have
Plans
a bit of a
with,
social
like,
life
friends.
and do a few things, just because I feel like I don't really do anything at the moment. Yeah. Also, maybe to like have your like calm, chilled vibe about things.
Well, yeah, like being in my head for the day.
Yeah,
Being quite chilled.
that would be quite. That'd be quite interesting for me, because I feel like I'm always like 100 miles an hour thinking of 100 different things, like getting like stressed and panicky over it at the minute.
Well, I am a bit like that, to be fair, sometimes, but maybe not as much as you.
No.
Different personalities.
Yeah, different ways of expressing it.
Different ways, yeah. Okay, what recent fashion trends do you love and hate?
Oh, that's a good one. What current fashion? Oh yeah, recent. Crocs and socks out of the house. Kind of bugs me a little bit. I love Crocs.
Yeah, I mean,
don't get me wrong. Like, and I do walk. I
haven't got any at the moment.
sound
I
like a
used
bit
to
of a
wear them all the
hypocrite,
time.
but
do you know what's happened? Like, it sounds really like an old granny, but you know what's happened? Like in the last however many years, all people care about now is comforts, and it's not really like any like fashion's not really how it used to be. You know, like when you think back.
I know what I really don't like.
What?
When men wear those big, saggy, oversized loophole with a massive armpit hole vests.
Oh, like the jersey
like
top.
Sun's out, guns out.
Hairs. Yeah, no, that's not good. Oh, I don't like that.
I mean, that's not a trend. It's not a trend, but
no, but do you know what I was going to say? But then I was like, guilty. We've definitely done it when we was younger. Bikinis and stilettos.
Does you mean watching Love Island?
I have actually, yeah.
Love Island. Yeah, they always wear the bikinis and the heels, and it does make me laugh. Fashion trends that I love at the minute. I'm not very fashionable at the minute. I just wear army pants and flip flops.
I literally click online and hope for the best. Like when I was shopping for the wedding,
your dress was lovely, actually.
Yeah, well, thankfully I found a couple of nice dresses.
Where do you shop then? That kind of dress. Where did you get
that blue one was from Rixo. I just typed in
that.
summer. So the night before the wedding, obviously it's not as glam as the wedding day,
Yeah.
but I was like summer dress typed in, then loads of different websites come up, and I was like, oh, Rixo, found that on there, and then the wedding tie was black tie. Not that you have to wear, women have to wear black, but I was like, well, it might be not quite. Sorry, it might be quite nice both Paul and I in black. Anyway, so then I went on Revolve. I mean, it took me about 2 hours. They've got about 6,000 dresses.
So many dresses on there. It's overwhelming.
Oh my gosh, so many. And then when I saw that one, so I got it down to 4, and then I WhatsApped them to my friends, and I was like, which out of these 4 do you think? No, and I WhatsApped it to Paul. And Paul, there was 2, and Paul went, I like these 2.
Is Paul a bit
I
like
wanted the one that I
Kanye with Kim?
Not as bad.
Does he like help you out with your did he dress you?
No, he didn't dress me. But I did.
You like
I did
his
want
opinion, yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, sometimes he's like, what did I put on? Oh, I can't remember. Oh, even the blue dress, you can't really see it in that picture I posted on Instagram, but it was a little bit booby. Paul was like, oh, that's nice, but like a bit of a, you know. And I was like, well, what do you mean? I was like, is it too booby? And he was like, no, you look really nice. He went, but I've just never seen you dressed like that. He said, you remind me of an influencer.
Did you say, Mama's back?
Yeah. But yeah. Oh, actually, I forgot to tell you, I got glass in my foot at the wedding.
Oh, that's
It was a real
awful.
drama. So I basically
that's
had just
horrible.
taken my shoes off, and it's like that really lovely, cold, thick grass. Do you know, like that broad?
course.
And I was like, oh, heaven. So everyone was like, all the sandals and flip-flops came out. Like the bride and groom had bought like baskets of like sandals and stuff for the evening. So I literally had my shoes off, put them under the table for maybe like 20 minutes. I'd walk to the bar, which was near where our table was, to get a drink, to only go back with that drink and then wait for my flip-flops. Anyway, I've just felt like straight in the heel of my foot. Basically, I went, oh no. And I quickly lifted up my foot, pulled it out straight away.
Oh, I hate
I'm not
that.
joking. It was like, see, like that.
No.
It was like a piece of glass like that. So it was like
You're
a
really lucky. You could have
triangle.
ended up in hospital.
It was a triangle of glass, went straight in. It went bang.
I
There
bet.
was blood everywhere. But how about my chances? There was the most lovely lady standing next to me called Joanne. And she used to be an A&E.
No. Wow.
Like an A&E nurse, you know, like for things like, anyway. So she was there straight away and literally was like doing the whole pressure thing. She
thank
got
you
it
for
cleaned to
queasy.
me. So for about 15, 20 minutes, I had to have the pressure on my foot loads. And then I sort of was okay and carried on for a bit. And then you do, because I guess like adrenaline, you're sort of drinking and fine. The next day when I woke up, it was so sore. I even started to think, I was like, I wonder if I've still got glass in there, but I haven't, because it's fine now. But it was like really swollen. But I was thinking, good job I had a drink, because I probably would have been a bit more of a wuss if I was
taking
sober.
yourself to A&E.
Yeah, but I was like, Paul was like, oh, like, why you? I was like, well, because everyone had their shoes off, like literally so many people.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that was a bit of a drama.
Oh, that's the glass is the worst as well.
Yeah, I remember last time I had glass in my foot, I couldn't get it out, and at the time we lived in Hertfordshire, I had to go around because Paul wouldn't do it. He's like, I can't do it. He's like, I actually can't do it.
I think
Like,
I'd
cut it.
find it, unless it was obviously like one of the kids and you got to do it. I think I'd
Yeah.
find it a bit.
So I drove round to Louise's at the time because she was like 5 minutes away. Her mum and dad had me laid out on the kitchen table like a
Surgery.
patient. And I had they done surgery on my foot. It was hilarious.
Oh, it's making me
So
so funny.
yeah, I know. Right, okay. So one of the biggest questions that I get asked all the time, and obviously Billie, I'm pretty sure you do now as well,
Yeah.
is where our initial necklaces are from. I literally wear it all the time, but I will say they are slightly expensive, but the quality is amazing. I literally have from the minute I got this, I haven't taken it off.
Yeah, same.
The brand is Danaseng, so Danaseng. It's actually an American brand, but it is robust. I mean, Edward pulls at it all the time as well, and this thing ain't breaking.
Yeah, no, it is. It
yeah,
is
but
such
it's-
a lovely necklace. I don't
It
wear
really
any. I
is,
don't
but-
wear anything else now.
I know. I literally wear this all the time, and everyone asks about it. So there you go, guys. There it is. Okay, I think that's all we have time for today.
Yeah,
We need to pack. We're
I better
flying
go
tomorrow.
packing, yeah.
We'll have the best time on your photo shoot.
Thank you.
We look forward to hearing all about it when you get back.
Thank you. And I will, I'll speak to you anyway while I'm out there. Oh, we've got the festival on Sunday.
Yes, and guys, there is actually maybe I think 150 tickets left. So if you want to come, it's in Paynes Hill Park in Surrey, which is it's in Cobham, and there is loads going on. So it's like a mini festival in the most gorgeous park as well. There's singers, there's funfair rides, food, drinks. And Billie and I are there doing a live podcast. So yes, it's Oasis charity. What we'll do is we'll pop a couple of stories in a post main feed on our Instagram page. So yeah, okay guys, if we don't see you there, we'll see you next week. And don't forget guys, you can listen to our podcast ad-free on Amazon. Bye.